Has your mindset shifted? And you don't have to tell me a number, but I feel like I shot my first wedding 10 years ago, and I was not full time then by any means, but I've been full time for like 7 years in, a big city, not New York size, but a big city, and I'm making it, right? And I'm like the dumb, non pretty, non light and airy, whatever, in a very light and airy city. But we're making it. And but as I've like gotten older, once I hit 30, I'm 32 now. I stopped caring about a lot of like the BS. Like once my business I knew could work and keep working and was like attracting the kind of people that I wanted to hang out with, my clients started aging up, all that kind of stuff. I felt a lot more comfortable and just like, okay, and not resting by any means. Like it's still hard work, but like, okay, I can see the next 10 years a lot easier than I saw the last 2 years, as you're like building. Like, do you and Mike feel like that's kind of been the thing? Like when you first moved to Brooklyn versus, the last few years, at least pre-COVID?
Yeah, the first 2 years are like you're a little nervous and like, am I gonna be able to keep up and get enough bookings? I mean, there's so many photographers, so much talent.
Yeah.
But then there gets to a point, especially when you have a team and you're like clearly clearing over 100 weddings a year,
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, I think we're on some sort of autopilot in a good way in terms of getting inquiries and stuff. And I still feel like we have that. And we definitely don't have to like hustle and grind as hard. And I think you shouldn't have to do that. Like
Yeah.
after, 10 years, you should be
Feeling good.
established enough
Yeah.
to like, yeah, you don't need to overdo it. Um, so congratulations.
No, that wasn't about me. I was mostly just kind of curious for you and Mike, how things have like shifted, mindset wise. Cause I feel like I talk to so many newbie photographers with the podcast and like our education stuff that we've been building up in our Facebook group and stuff. And, their number one concern is either getting inquiries or booking the inquiries they get, right? Those are, I guess are their number two concerns. Um,
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
and it's like, for a long time that was our struggle too, right? Like we were always like, I hope we get booked. You send the pricing or whatever, the phone call, and we're like, I hope it happens. And then you get like mature, and I've been doing a lot of work on this with the last like 2 years with this guy Sam Jacobson on all the data behind all of our industry, and I'll give you like a crazy stat. So let's say you do everything perfect, right? Like SEO, your website's laid out good, contact page, UI, services, you meet on the phone call, custom proposal. Like even if you don't do that, but let's say that's like the ideal, all this stuff, uh, everything. And we're still on the high end only supposed to book 1/5 of everything that comes in, like 20% or less, you know? Like that is bonkers to me. And basically, it's like a really rough dating game, right? Like we get 4 no's for every yes. And so I've been like telling other photographers this, like, hey, you can do everything we tell you to do, and you're still only going to win 1 out of every 5. Which is such a weird, like, that's probably why we're all depressed. Anyway,
True. I mean, I think too, when I think about like, yeah, the maturity and like the hump of that is, I would get inquiries and when I was starting out and be so, they'd be like, you're the one, like, oh my God, and you send pricing and they're like, nothing,
yeah,
more personally, right?
yeah,
We're not on like people write inquiries and tell me I'm the only one and blah, blah, blah. And
yeah,
I couldn't imagine my wedding without you. Crickets after I send pricing.
yeah,
Um, and I'm just like, they say that to everybody.
yeah,
They're trying to warm up and compliment our work, and that's great. But like in the reality, we're just being priced against our competitors,
totally,
and that's okay. In some cases, not at all. Some cases, people I'm the only one they met with, and they book me.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
But yeah, I feel like we've gotten a little. There is a comfort in it. I think it comes with maturity of just like not taking it personal.
yeah, totally.